This is Data Jockey, machine learning for Victorian racing. Today I am looking at Race 3, Sandown Hillside, Wednesday 22 July 2026. Straight into it. Here is what the model is saying about Race 3 at Sandown Hillside in brief. Two selections on the board. Jockey carries the place selection, the model's strongest read for this race. Omamori sits in the same race multi only as the top four leg. So the short version, Jockey to place, multi combining both for the value angle. Worth staying for the full breakdown though, because this race has some genuinely interesting detail behind it, and the reasoning matters more than the headline. Race 3 at Sandown Hillside, 11 runners, top 3 paying the place dividend. The model's read here is interesting straight away. The favorite is not the top selection. That is the model telling you it sees value the market has missed. This is precisely the kind of scenario where the data and the crowd disagree, and that disagreement is where the value sits. Two selections from the model for this race, a place pick, and a same race multi combining both. Remember, not every race makes the cut. The model only selects when the value is genuinely there, and today it is. On to the breakdown. Quick context before the picks, since how this works matters for understanding what follows. The model driving these selections is machine learning based, trained on Victorian racing, and it never stops updating. Every race meeting adds to what it knows. That is different from a static system built once and forgotten, and it matters because racing patterns shift over time, season to season, even track condition to track condition. The real differentiator, though, is the target. Most tipping approaches chase the winner. This model chases place finishers instead, horses landing in the top positions, paying a place dividend. Different target, different method entirely. It is processing dozens of variables across the whole field simultaneously: pace, distance, field makeup, historical patterns, how each runner matches today's specific rivals. All at once, in combinations that are well beyond what manual analysis can realistically track. The full methodology is linked in the description if you want to go deeper. Right now, though, Race 3 is the focus, and the model has a strong view worth walking through. Let us get into it. Pick 1, the model's top selection for Race 3, Jockey, currently second in the market, not the favorite, not the headline horse, just sitting there in the market at a price that the model thinks is completely wrong. And that gap between what the market thinks and what the model thinks, that is exactly the kind of value this model looks for. Now I am going to be straight with you about something, because I think it actually makes you trust this more, not less. I cannot give you one clean reason why the model has landed on Jockey. That is genuinely not how it works. It is not saying this horse loves Sandown Hillside, or has a great record at this distance, or whatever the standard form guide would tell you. That kind of single-factor analysis is what everyone else is doing. The model is doing something completely different. It is processing dozens of variables simultaneously. Track conditions, distance, field size, the specific horses in this race today, historical patterns across thousands of Victorian races. All of it at once, finding relationships between those variables that no human eye could spot. And that is the entire point. If I could reduce it to one sentence, you would not need the model. You could just read the form guide yourself. What I can tell you, and this is what matters, is that the market has Jockey at second in the market, and the model has it as the top pick for Race 3. That gap is where the value is. That gap is what this model was built to find. This model was built to find place finishers, not winners. So when it rates a horse as the top pick, it is saying this horse fits the historical pattern of horses that hit the places. That is a different lens entirely to what most analysts are working with. Jockey for the place, top 3 finish in an 11-runner field. That is what the model is saying about Race 3. For entertainment purposes only, please make your own informed decision before placing any bet. Omamori takes pick 2, and yes, it is the favorite. I know how that sounds, so bear with me, because this is a genuinely useful example of where this model finds an edge most others miss. The model has flagged Omamori as unlikely to place, not just unlikely to win, unlikely to finish in the places altogether. So a win bet, or a standalone place bet, is not what the data supports here. That said, Omamori has not been dropped from the selections entirely. It just plays a different role, as the top 4 leg in the same race multi rather than a place pick. The logic splits cleanly. The model believes Omamori gets beaten, sees it as overpriced by the market, and does not rate it as a genuine place finisher. But it still rates a top 4 finish as plausible 4th place, missing the cut for places, but still in the finish. Useless for a standalone place bet, but precisely what the same race multi needs alongside Schultze in top 3. This split is only possible because the model is built around place finishers rather than winners. It can treat winning and top 4 finishing as 2 separate questions and answer them differently. Most tipping just backs the favorite or skips it. This is more considered than either. Same race multi, top 4 only, is the model's call on Omamori. Race 3's same race multi pairs Schultze as a top 3 finisher with Omamori in the top 4. Availability depends on your wagering provider, so check there first. One thing worth clarifying before anything else: these are genuinely different bet types, not interchangeable versions of the same thing, and their odds of landing are not equal. Schultze on its own as a place selection is the safer, higher probability play. The model's confidence is strongest there, and while the return is more modest, the chance of it landing is better. That is the model's core view on this race. The same race multi asks for more. Both Schultze in top 3 and Omamori in the top 4 need to land together, which lowers the overall probability but lifts the potential return considerably. There is no obligation to take both. Schultze as a standalone place bet is where the model's signal is strongest. The multi sits there for anyone wanting the higher variance option. Either way, go in knowing exactly what each bet demands. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please make your own informed decision. For anyone following the full card, every race gets its own video, and they are all in the playlist Live before race 1. Worth a look through the other races to see what else the model has flagged today. A place multi combining several selections is something some punters build themselves. Check with your wagering provider on how that is structured. Make sure any decision you make is your own, fully informed. Important reminder too, always check for scratchings before placing anything, since they can change a race entirely on the day. The model's place selection for race 3 is Schultze. The full card is waiting in the playlist. If you are not subscribed yet, this channel covers every Victorian meeting, every race day, and every selection comes at no cost. Nothing locked behind a paywall here. And that is race 3 Sandown Hillside done. The place selection is Schultze, with the same race multi-combination sitting at Schultze top 3 and Omamori top 4 for anyone chasing the longer odds. Results are tracked and posted publicly every week without exception, every good week and every bad one included. That ongoing record, built up week after week, is the fairest way to judge whether this model is genuinely worth following, rather than taking any single claim on faith. As always, this is purely for entertainment purposes. Please make your own informed decisions and gamble responsibly. See you in the next video.